Vancouver baby with rare genetic disorder set to receive $3 million treatment after fundraising campaign. News 1130. Bill Gates pledges $150 million to making future COVID-19 vaccine accessible. HotNewHipHop. Alberta to adopt national COVID-19 tracing app. Edmonton Journal. Potential Kodak deal paused until allegations are cleared. MarketWatch. 24 new coronavirus cases in Saskatchewan, majority of them in Regina. Global News. 69 salmonella cases in BC linked to red onions. BC CDC says. BC News. Castanet.net. Is the OPEC alliance coming to an end? Oilprice.com. COVID-19 Bulletin No. 150 news.gov.mb.ca. More than 5 million illegal cigarettes seized in BC last year, saving the province $1.4 million in tax revenue. BC News. Castanet.net. Bite of mortgage deferral. Mortgage Matters. Castanet.